Okay, we are live.
Welcome, Show Me Plexus, and everybody else. We're so excited to have you on our PinkPower live call with Sonya Dudley. And I'm just going to hand it over to Nikki.
Hi, I'm Nikki Westerfield. We're so super excited tonight. We have Sonya Dudley on our call, and so I guess I'm going to introduce her to everybody. Everybody knows how amazing she is. She's going to share her story with us and answer some good questions. So I hope everybody enjoys the call tonight. And Sonya, I will go ahead and send it over to you.
Thank you, Sarah and Nikki. Thank you both for having me on and asking me. It's always an honor when I can share from my heart, and I just appreciate you both very much for all you do for Plexus and on our team. So thank you so much. Well, let me just kind of start. I'll just kind of share my short little brief kind of beginning in Plexus. When I started Plexus, let's see, we're in 3 years and 2 months. So wow, September of 12. My mindset when I started Plexus was I was very much against network marketing. I was in one company for 17 years. I quit college my senior year to go full time with one company, and was with that same company for 17 years. And then I got really burnt out. I got really sick with fibromyalgia. I woke up one summer and I was hurting all over, and I thought, this is really weird to hurt like I have the flu all over, and it was the middle of the summer, and it just kept getting worse and worse. So after getting that diagnosis, I pretty much just tried to get well for about close to 2 years. I didn't work I didn't work another job. I stayed home. I was in bed. It was just a really dark time in my life. I remember thinking, I cannot live with this pain the rest of my life. I mean, I remember thinking there's no way that this can continue. So very dark time in my life. And, I can say that, financial stress is probably the worst thing that I've been through, is financial stress, which caused health issues. And so at the time, I had to go back to work. We had exhausted, I'd been off for almost 2 years. We had exhausted all of the money, savings, da-da-da. It was like, so then I was under more stress. So I went back to work, and I did not work for myself anymore. I went to work for someone else. And for 7 years, I worked for other people. I also, in that time frame, I bought a couple of traditional businesses. So I went into a 6-figure debt. They didn't work out so well. I also went into sales with just different companies. And so I did 3 other, let's see, well, 2 other during that time frame, network marketing companies. And so I've tried it several times. And so I was really burnt out. So when Plexus came along, I told Helen McFadden, my best friend, I said, as long as this is not network marketing, I'll give it a shot. But I'm not, how I feel about it. I'm not investing money. I'm not doing parties. I'm not bugging my friends. I'm not learning scripts and selling to people. I was just kind of over it. And she said, well, Sonya, let's see, well, I had a little stick with me here. She's like, the little pink drink here, she's like, it can change everything, Sonya. I mean, what if it helps your pain? What if it helps your, your sleeping, your weight, your cholesterol? What if it helps all those things? And, it's really not out there yet. This could actually be the company that we could change thousands of lives with. And I said, so she really convinced me to try it. And so I did. And that was pretty much all she wrote. The first week, the product changed my life, dramatically changed my life. Pain was reduced, you name it. Lost weight, but had I not lost weight, all the other factors, I would have still been in Plexus. And so 10 weeks later, just after telling people, when you feel good and people notice and you haven't felt good in a while, it's really not selling. It's just being the best you, and people going, what are you doing? And boy, you look like you feel good. And you just telling people, you got to try what I'm doing. This is the best stuff I've ever seen. And So I really never felt like I was selling plexus. And so 10 weeks after joining, I was able to quit my full-time job. And then, so 6 months from joining, joined in September. We hit Emerald in the middle of March. And then I hit Diamond in July. So when I joined, there were no diamonds in the company at all. And I think there were 8 of us that hit Diamond in July. So I know it was Sheila and Helen, and then there were 8 of us. So I was somewhere in that third to, whatever. But boy, have we come a long way. And I can still tell you that we are still on ground floor. Everywhere I go, people say, "What is plexus?" Everywhere. It's awesome. So it's great to have been in the beginning, but it's even more exciting now with more testimonies, catalogs, for Pete's sake. We have come a long way in 3 years. So it's really a lot easier now than it was then. So that's a little bit about my background.
Love it. That's so awesome.
Do you have a question? Did you have a question, or one of you going to ask me some questions?
First question.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't. Everything was breaking up, so I couldn't.
Okay.
I heard a bunch of echoing. That's why I was just trying to that fix. Okay, so you did talk about how you've been with the company since almost the very beginning. I mean, whenever there wasn't a diamond or anything like that. So you've really had the opportunity to spend some time with our corporate leaders, I know, and really kind of get to know them. But do you care to share a little bit about how they're different than other corporate leaders and kind of how our company is different than other network marketing companies?
Oh, I'd love to. I can tell you that in the first company I was with for 17 years, I never had a chance to even get close to the CEO. I mean, that was kind of a far off thing that would never happen. And I was considered kind of even not a top leader in the company, but I was a director, so I had won many cars. And, so people looked to me as a leader. But yet I've never got to do that kind of stuff, hang out with the CEOs, get to know their hearts. I can tell you that Tarl and Alec are two of the kindest, biggest-hearted people you will ever meet. It almost brings tears to my eyes because I have seen them, and even over just the last few days, I've seen them make some decisions that were so much from their heart that it's like, you're kidding me, really? Like, they're just that way. And they're different in the fact that they want everyone from the very brand new ambassador, the newest person, all the way up to feel like this is an opportunity for them from the very beginning, a brand new ambassador. I think it's so cool that a brand new ambassador, and they love this too, and I do opportunity events a lot with them, and I will say to people in the audience, how many of you in the audience, as a silver ambassador, and that's our first main rank in Plexus as far as earning, some significant money, how many of you silvers in the room have earned $300 or $400 or $500 a month on a consistent basis? And like when almost every silver in the room raises their hand for that, it just brings chills to me, and it gives them goosies too. To make $20,000 or $30,000 or $40,000 a month, yeah, that's all great. But most people, and I remember when those figures were very far-fetched to me. I remember thinking, that's just, I'll be happy making $10,000 a month. I remember thinking that. I never thought really 30 or 40,000 would ever happen. And so I can just tell you, they make their decisions every day with the question, how can the decision I'm about to make, is it fair to the ambassadors, and is it fair to the company? Will it make sense to both sides? Because if it's too lopsided, If they give too much and do too much, that's not good. We want a company to be around. If they don't give enough, and it's more on their side, then you can't really keep and retain good people. So they have to always make sure it's a good balance, and they do a very, very good job of doing that. So, and I'd like to say that right now we're going through some challenges with the back office switchover, and it's not a secret. It's not something it's definitely something it's very obvious that we're having some major challenges. And the system, we didn't just switch one system because we had outgrown it very much so. But to go into the future, we had to have a system that would handle what's coming, because you guys don't even know what's coming over the next year or two, but the system won't handle what the growth we're about to have. And so the systems are having trouble talking to each other, and that's what this is all about. It's getting worked out, but I can tell you, communicating with them frequently, it's going to be okay. I'm not the least bit worried at all, but I know it's hard. We've all lost some customers through it. We've lost some ambassadors. We have very frustrated people. I get it. But I can also tell you this, and I'm spending hours a day on customer service just like you are. I promise you that. When I was with the company for 17 years, I joined that company, and they were already in business 25 years. Okay? When I joined, they were already in business 25 years. I was with that company 17 years. Everything was smooth. Through the shipping, product, all the system, it was smooth. But I was broke. I probably earned maybe $60,000 my best year with that company. And to be able to earn that in a couple months it's insane. And I was with that company for 17 years. Wow. And we're talking about, I've been in Plexus 3 years, and I just want people to understand it's so possible with this company, with the hearts of the people leading the company, with the comp plan, by far the best comp plan out there. I promise you. There's nothing that'll touch it. I've been in 5 companies, and I've studied many. And then with our products are so good that we don't want to be a day without them. I mean, even me, I've been without my X Factor now for 2 days, and I'm like frantic. And I've been tracking my order, and it's on its way. And that's how good our products are. So with all of those things together, we are in for the ride of our life. Those who hang on and don't quit through the hard times, and we're going through hard times. We're going through very difficult times. Those people who do not stick it out and grow personally through this and get thicker skin than they have will be wishing in a year that they did. And I really get sad thinking about it. I really do. So
I could not have said it better.
It's so exciting thinking about where we're going. And whenever I get it that we do have issues going on right now with our back office and stuff like that, but if you just think about our company, and in the years that I've been in it, they have never ever done anything that would steer us wrong. And I know they're not going to do it now. I'm like you, I have 100% faith that they're going to get this worked out, and it's going to benefit all of us.
About this, their hearts hurt so bad right now knowing that we are doing everything we can, but we're having all these issues. It is hard for them to sleep at night. They want, it's one thing to do all you can do on the corporate end and your people aren't working. Mm-hmm. But we work, and we're passionate, and we love what we do, and they know that. So this is hurting them just as much as it's hurting us. So and our company, I've only been in the company 3 years, and the company's been around since they bought the company in 2008. So we've only been around, what are we in, 15? So we've been around 7 years. Again, remember, when I joined the other company, they'd been in business 25 years. I was in the company 17 years and earned 10 cars with that company. And mean, we were still in some momentum mode even even after 25 years. We still had some, we weren't saturated, is my point. We've been in business 7 years. We aren't even close to being, we hadn't even started. So it's true, and to think where we are, we haven't even started. Another perspective thing, Kara, is, and this is just to give you some perspective, and I may be overlapping a question, so at the end, if you ask me something, I've already answered it, I won't answer, I'll just, because I don't want to be repetitive, but in the other company, and I hate to compare that company, it was an amazing company, I would not be here today without the skills I learned those years, but I never had anyone on my team that won a trip, won a car, made $500 a month. Not one person that made $500 a month or more ever on a consistent basis. Not one. This year alone, this past year in Hawaii, my third trip with this awesome company. This year alone, I had just on my leg alone over 40 jewels that won a trip to Hawaii, making 6 figures, and then that's not counting the thousands of people on their teams, my team, their team, earning $50,000 a year, $60,000 a year, $75,000 a year, and then that's not counting the hundreds probably earning $500 and $1,000 a month. It's not comparable to anything else.
No way.
So there you go.
So true.
I couldn't agree more with that.
I couldn't either. And I love that you say the ones that are sticking around are going to be the ones that are thankful, because I feel like the ones that are giving up over these small things. I've only been in the business for a couple of years, but I just know that Plexus has never ever had these struggles before, so it's easy for me to see that we haven't went through this stuff. So it's like, I don't think I've ever waited on hold for customer service more than 10 minutes ever. So for me to have to wait a long time, it doesn't take much out of me, because I know that this isn't how it is all the time, and we'll get through it and we'll get past it and everything will be back to normal. So I have that faith, so I don't let anything stop me from believing that we will get back to normal.
Yeah, don't let your belief be shaken, because this is not the norm and we know it, and we just have to be honest with our new ambassadors and our customers and just tell them, I'm sorry if you get frustrated. I am too, but I can tell you this is not norm, and it's going to be for the best, and I apologize, but that's all we can do.
Yes, temporary.
We told our team the other day, I promise you that they're not just sitting around their desk eating bonbons, laughing at the phone ringing. Like, they are doing everything they can.
Yeah.
Breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. Yeah.
Okay. People sign up to do this as a business, but I don't think that many really realize the true actual potential of what they can really achieve as an ambassador. Can you just give us some insight on why they should take the opportunity so seriously?
Well, I think the comparison I just did, for sure the comparison I just did kind of overlapped with that question. I think another perspective is, when you have a product that works so well that it truly does, make a difference. I mean, think about this. Everywhere we go, someone either needs to lose a little weight, a lot of weight. They need to get their gut healthy. They have digestive issues. They have migraines. They have pain. They have diabetes. Everybody we know deals with something. And if they don't, their mom or dad or cousin or brother or sister or child does. So we have products that can help everyone. And so that's another perspective thing. We don't just have a great comp plan. We have a product that's marketable. We have a product that in the future is going to be guys, what's coming, and I don't know everything. I'm on the international board, but I can tell you that things coming, I mean, we are on the leading edge of everything. It's amazing, and we could not be in a better company for the market of what people need, the comp plan, and the people leading the company, the people running the company. Um, just perspective. If you're not a salesperson, that's great. I love that, actually, because as long as you love people and you've got 5 or 6 friends that need what we have, the product, you can start off with those 5 or 6 people, and they order the product, and the next month you're getting a paycheck that can more than pay for your own products, but give you a little bit more in your pocket. And when you can do that your first month, and so I've seen people earn a little bit, and I've seen people earn 4 digits the next month. I've seen everything. And when people see that and they go, wow, I didn't have to do a party. I didn't have to stock an inventory. I didn't even go into debt for this. I just get a paycheck, and I've just talked to my friends. They ordered. It gives people hope that their future can be brighter. And I think that's what we sell to, is hope to people. So, yeah.
So you do represent Plexus really well. I know a lot of people think about you whenever, they think about Plexus, and you've done a lot of great trainings. But do you care to share some things that you feel like every Plexus ambassador who wants to really make it should or should not do to help represent themselves well?
Yeah, I'd be glad to do that. Thank you, first of all. That's really sweet of you. I did not start a video channel on YouTube for my life to be crazy. I promise. I started the YouTube channel with training because I went from being a gold ambassador in the month of November to emerald 3 months later, and when you grow that fast, you don't even have time to take a bath some days. So I started that channel because I felt like it helped the masses at one time. People were asking me the same questions. So I would tell someone, one thing I would say is, anytime you're posting on Facebook, anytime I get ready to post on Facebook, I always say, what message does this send? And if it's not going to lift people up or make people laugh or make people think or inspire them, and then of course my post of my family and stuff like that, but I'm talking about business posts, then I'm not going to post it. There's a lot of times I want to vent something, frustration or something, or I want to, you just got to watch what you post. People watch everything. I have posted things, and I know being in the spotlight, it's even worse because people do look for things to, catch you, if you will. I've seen people made comments before on things that I've posted that there was something in the background, maybe where I was, that I didn't know. There was a picture of a woman on the wall, say in the mall, and somebody took a selfie with me, and there was a picture of, say, a woman in the background, Victoria's Secret picture. I mean, I've had people ridicule me for that, things silly like that. Mm-hmm. But you have to always be aware of what you're doing, what you're posting, and what you're saying. Gossiping in public in front of people, just always asking yourself, is what I'm doing or saying going to hurt someone? Could it come back to bite me? Could this be used against me? And it will, more than likely. The higher up you go, the more people you will tick off, and you will have a hater or 2 or 3 or 4, and I have them, and we all have them. Jealousy is biblically, it's probably one of the, it's all in the Bible, envy, and it's real. So I would say just being very aware of what you're saying. Ask yourself, would I want this done to me? Would I want this said to me? Would I want to read this on somebody's wall that I respect? I mean, it's just things like that. So I guess I'm just very cognitive of things like that. you know, knowing that I'm the face, I am not the face of Plexus, but we all are. When you're out, Kara, when you're out, Nikki, you know, you've got to say, I'm the face of Plexus. I'm Plexus to people. People who've never heard of Plexus, I'm about to talk to them, and I'm what they're going to see. How's that first impression? You know, it's okay if you don't have your makeup on, your hair's in a ponytail, but how's that first impression? If you feel good about you that day, it's going to be a great impression. But if you're feeling insecure about yourself, you're probably not going to make a good impression. So it's just, I don't know, just being very aware of things as far as how you represent the company and yourself. I always want to know, I mean, one question I've always asked myself is, you know, what would I want people to say about me at my funeral? I know that's kind of creepy, but what would I want people to say about me if something happened to me? And I would always, and so if you kind of live your life that way the best you can, you know, even if you have a drink, you're somewhere and you have a drink, and maybe you just, you know, you're having a glass of wine and you have that second glass, and then you're with a group of Plexus people, and you know you've got to be aware. Okay, I can't really afford to take this to that third glass. You know, just simple things like that. You know, there's just a time and a place for things, and so even though I can have fun with people, I'm always in the back of my mind knowing people are watching. And so, hope that helps.
Oh yeah, it did a lot, and I think it's funny because I actually, I think about what people think of me at my funeral all the time. Like I really do. So that's funny that you say that because I've never heard anybody say that, but I think of that all the time. I really do. So I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But when I take my daughter to school, I'm in yoga pants and my hair's crazy sometimes. But I agree with that. I think that if you're having a good day, like I still talk to ladies every day when I go in there, even in my yoga pants, and I'm like, man, I look like a bum sometimes, but I'm in a good mood, and you know, it really does make a difference. But I never really realized that until you like put it out there that way. So thank you.
Yeah. I'm in my pajamas and house shoes when I take my daughter to school. And I'm serious, pajamas and house shoes. And if I had car trouble, I couldn't get out of the car. I mean, I have house shoes on. I mean, literally, I just get up, take her. So yeah, I don't get out of the car. But there are days when, you know, there's days when I do not fix up, and I still go run down to the local dollar store, and I'm not going to not talk to people, because if I want to make someone feel good, I know how to do that. I give a compliment. How are you today? It's so good to see you. I hadn't talked to you in a while. And just make a connection. I don't even have to talk about Plexus, but if it comes up, I'm not going to allow something about myself to hold me back. So.
So we know that you had network marketing experience over 20 years before Plexus. So what is some great advice for somebody who doesn't have any experience at all for them to be successful in this business?
Good question. It's, you know, it can be a pro and it can be a con for someone to have been in network marketing, because a lot of times when people have been in network marketing, they kind of can come to the table with, I know what to do and I know how to do it. I'm going to take you I'm going all the way, and they kind of sometimes can have that attitude. Plexus is very different. I don't think we need network marketing experience per se. I think we need more experience with people and loving people and connecting with people, relationships. I think that's why women, we have men in this business for sure. We have some good men in this business, but I think that's why Plexus has been just so, and I don't want to use the word easy for women, but it's just really been a natural thing, because women talk a lot about their weight, how they feel. A lot of women complain about their energy. They have, they're talking about their kids, they're tired, da 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 da. So it's just a natural thing that we talk about. And so I think we naturally network and we naturally connect with people. And if we don't naturally do that and we're in the business, then we have to get good at that. And it's a skill that anyone can learn. It's more about, and this will, I guess, take me into whenever we talk about a little bit about, your mindset. But this is the best book I've ever read, and I'm officially claiming that to the world. What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. I read it 20-something years ago and forgot what an impact it had made on my life then. And so I bought it again a month and a half ago, I guess, and started reading it, and it's like I've highlighted the whole book. It's that good. But I think you can learn any skill, and it's more about learning how to get out over yourself and get through your own walls, if you will, your own setbacks and fears and obstacles, so that you can be connected with other people. Because when we're worried about ourselves, it's real hard to connect with other people. So as far as advice to someone who's never had the experience, I would start with personal growth. I would start with things like this book. I wouldn't start with books necessarily about and I'm not saying, let me look, I got some good books over here, like a lot of John Maxwell stuff sitting right here, like, one of his great books that I would recommend anyone read that's new in the business is Failing Forward to Success. It's a great book of John Maxwell's, Failing Forward to Success. But I just think you need to do a lot of more personal growth type books more than how-to books, if that makes sense, because this is a really natural business, and there's some skill to it, but it's more about the people side of the skill. Just learning how to connect with people and learning how to draw people to you and learning how to not take no personally. Learning that, and knowing you're going to get rejection, objections, you are going to get that. But knowing that from the beginning is not negative. It's equipping you for reality. You are working in a business that's volunteer. This is a volunteer business. You are not the boss of people. You are not managing people. And so you don't need to learn how to do that. You need to learn how to lead by example and walk the walk so that you earn respect. And that's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. Truly, it's really, we could end the call with that. I mean, seriously, it's that simple. It really is.
I know that I just started reading that book that you just held up about a week or so ago, and it's crazy how many things that you were just unaware of about yourself and how you're programmed and stuff like that. But I'm really excited to get further through. I'm only, I think, on chapter 6 right now, but I mean, that one has been incredible. I completely agree.
Yes, I'm absolutely loving the group, and I love the group that we're all in with you and Helen, and everybody's so positive in that group. I love it, and I love all the things everybody posts. And you just get so much out of it. I love it. That's a really good book, and I've learned a lot. I wish I would have read that book 2 years ago.
I know. You know what? I think everyone in life should read this book.
Yes.
My daughter's not a reader. She's 15. She's brilliant. She's smart. She's number 1 in her class, but she's math and science, and I'm going to encourage her. She's going to laugh at me, and she's probably going to tell me no, but that's okay. But I'm really going to encourage her to read this book, because I just think we're programmed our entire lives, the way we turn out. We can change all of that, but we're programmed. Our mind, our brain is a computer, and it's been programmed our entire life. So how we read, and I'm going to cover something in the book that I wanted to read, and I guess now's probably a good time.
Yes.
But on page 70 in the book, it says, and actually the whole chapter is about the self-management sequence, and it talks about your behavior, your feelings, your attitudes, your beliefs, and your programming. And so bottom line is, this is how it works. Your programming creates your beliefs. Your beliefs create your attitudes. Your attitudes create your feelings. Your feelings determine your actions. and your actions create your results. So that's how your brain works. If you want to manage yourself in a better way and change your results at any time, you start with the first step and you change your programming. And it's all through affirmations. You know, I have affirmations. These are, I don't know if you can see any of those on I have a few taped up there on my whiteboard, but, you know, one of them says, my business is exploding. You know, and I say that all the time. My business is exploding. Like, even if it's not that day or that week or that month, I say it because it makes me believe it. And when you believe, you're reprogramming things. You know, it's biblical. If you plant corn, you will get corn. You will reap what you sow. You will become who you hang around with. So if you want great things to happen, you have got to reprogram it so it becomes natural. I did this, and here's some proof. Years and years ago, right after I read this book, I recorded my positive affirmations on a cassette tape, and that would be equivalent to a voice recorder now or something. You young folks, you don't know what that is, but it would be like a CD or something. But anyway, it played over and over and over all night long, and I slept with earphones, little earbuds in my ears all night. And it would play my affirmations to myself all night long. And, of course, I'd wake up in the night to go to the bathroom, and I'd take them out, but it had been playing 4 or 5 hours. Now, that was the best year I had ever had in my business, ever. Like, I was top of everything that year. And I would go out the door to talk to people, and I didn't have any fear. The fear was gone. And it was like I would notice that. I would be like, because, you know, the old me would be like, I would hesitate to open my mouth. And then all the old self-talk would come in. Why would you talk to her? She doesn't need what you have. She doesn't need this. All that negative garbage. Well, when I reprogrammed my mind and I would go out, I would just notice that I would just talk to people. And then after I do it, I'd be like, wow, I didn't feel that. I didn't hear that talk. That is proof, you guys. It is the real thing. It works. Your mind is just a computer. So take out the old floppy disk, the old CD, put a new CD in. You've got to create that. So.
Did you do this every single night? Or
that year that I was going for big things, I mean, I can't swear that I did it every night, but I might have skipped a night or two a week, but I purposely did it for a year. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's what I meant. Just you know,
Yeah.
for a while,
Yep.
not just like one night. So.
No, I didn't even do it for just 30 days, and I think 30 days is a good reprogramming time. But I think that's good for goal setting. But I think when you're reprogramming, you almost do need to do it for months and months and months, because it's taken you years to get the way you are. You know, your mind does not know when you tell it something if it's truth or false. If you tell yourself, "I look awful today," your mind goes, "Okay. You look awful today," so that makes you feel awful. Your mind doesn't know if that's a truth or not. Mm-hmm. So you have to learn to tell it what you want. You got a choice, 50-50 chance, you know? So, yeah.
I couldn't love that better. It's funny that you said that, because me and Kara were talking this week. I know you remember, Kara, and I was talking about how I'm horrible at managing my time. I still am. I got 2 little ones, and just managing my time, keeping the house clean and cleaning up their messes and working my business, I'm just scatterbrained. I just need to manage my time a lot better, and I think probably we all could at some point. But Kara sent me a message and said, "I control my time. It does not control me." And I kept telling myself that all day yesterday when she said that to me, and it just stuck, and it keeps sticking. And now I just keep thinking of it. Every time I realize that I'm getting off track and I'm like not staying on track of something, I just remember that, and I think it's already helping me, and it's only been 1 day. So
yeah. And you know, another great affirmation to do with time is I get twice as much. Let's see, I used to do that one. It's been a long time. I love that I get twice as much done in a day than most people. I love that I get twice as much done in a day than most people, and I have time left over at the end of every day. I have time left over at the end of every day. You know, just things that bug you, make it an affirmation and just start reprogramming. And you're right. See, the key to changing is being aware of the self-talk that's bothering you. Once you're aware of it, then you've replaced it with something else. Your half the battle is over. People work too hard to try to let me go get a new calendar that's going to change my life, and let me go learn a new whole new scripts, and no. Yes, you need some of that stuff, but you're gonna I would do this for years. Every year I'd buy 2 calendars a year. I need a planner. I need a fancy planner. I remember early on in my career, like I was probably 23, I remember spending, now this was back in 1992 or 3, I remember spending $100 on a leather planner. Now, y'all, that's like $300 today. I didn't have that money, but I remember thinking, that Franklin Covey planner is going to save my life. That Franklin planner is going to change your life at all. It ain't going to change your life. I've had 20 planners since that one, trying to find the perfect planner to make my life wonderful. It ain't going to make your life wonderful.
I just bought a planner for $1. Literally. I bought a whole bunch of them for gifts for my team, and they're cute, and they do the job for $1.
Whatever it takes. I'm trying my very best to stick with this planner thing that I've got a couple months ago. I'm doing fairly well with it, so I'm excited to continue the habit.
That's exciting.
I'm not a planner person. My planner is always full for maybe January, and then it slowly gets less and less stuff put in it, so I'm just not very good at that.
Okay, so my next question is, once people get to gold or senior gold, many people really struggle with taking on a leadership role and being a leader for their team. Can you give us some advice on how to really embrace leadership role, and what are some of the things that we should be practicing as leaders? And how early do you think that we should start considering ourselves as leaders? As soon as we start building a team, or when do you think?
Okay, well, I
kind of asked a lot of questions all at once. Sorry.
Okay. I think that the biggest mistake people make is they get to that position, gold, senior gold, ruby, and then they get stuck, and it's usually because they go into more of they change what they did that got them there, and they start thinking, and they start creating this mindset of, I need to start training. I need to start doing a group page and some challenges and doing a team weekly call. And I say, you definitely want to give your people resources and create some simple things for them, whether it's one Facebook team group or, a consistent weekly training or whatever it is. Get something in place that works. But then don't stop doing the personal activity and the personal sponsoring that got you there, because here's the biggest thing that I can tell you. When your team watches you, they watch you welcome your new ambassadors and talk about your new customers on your team page. They know you're working. And more is caught than taught. And so they watch that, and they just then you have earned the respect. If you want to say, hey guys, I'm going to issue a challenge this week for all of us. Let's go and talk to 10 new people this week. Then they know you're going to do it too, and so they're out there doing it with you. But when you go into the management mode where you kind of stop doing and you do more telling, that can get you in trouble. You're a leader when you have one person on your team. So at what point do you need to consider yourself a leader? When you sponsor someone, you've taken on a leadership role. You have said to that person, I'm sponsoring you. I'm going to be here to support you. I'm going to be here to lead by example. You can watch me work, and you can go with me to things and watch how I talk to people. Let's go out and do my errands. You can watch how I intermingle with people. You can cover while I'm doing a three-way call. So, that's how you build a great team, and that's how you become a great leader. I never stopped doing what I did to get to where I'm at. Now, does your focus shift a little more when you get to the diamond position? Yes, it does shift more, because then you're working more with leaders to get them all the way up to where they want to get to. So I don't do as much now, personally, sponsoring. My goal is 3 a month. Some months I sponsor 3, and some months it's more, and some months it's 1. But I do have a goal every month to sponsor 3. But, I do enjoy working with the leaders and people that want this. So I like teaching leaders like gold, senior gold and above, how to get silvers and how to, that kind of thing. So does that help?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, so much.
Yes, so much.
I guess. Oh no, go
sorry.
ahead.
If you, I think this is a good trigger. If you feel frustrated, before you look out, look inward. Before you start blaming your team or going, why are they not working? First, look inward and go, okay, have I changed anything? Am I still feeling the integrity? Am I still contacting new people? Am I still adding new personals? Am I still doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I doing what I'm telling them to do? And if you're not, then give yourself a week and take on that personal responsibility again to gain that self-confidence and esteem back. Then evaluate your team. Watch what happens in a week or 2 with your team. And then if nothing is happening still, but you're doing your part, then you can kind of go outward and look at what you might need to evaluate with your team.
Wow, that's great.
Okay.
That's really good advice. I know for me, like I make it a personal goal, at least one person that I've never shared the opportunity with every single day. I have to, send them a message or call them or something and it's one new person every day that I have to at least share it with.
Great. That's great. I mean, one a day that's wonderful.
That's not
if you
like
did one a day,
stuff like that and they're making new contacts, but somebody I have to share the opportunity with.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great, because you throw enough mud on the wall, something's going to stick. You do that 30 times in a month, something is going to stick.
And I like what you were saying about look at yourself and see what you're doing, because I know there's a lot of people that sign up on our team that maybe only have 3 or 4 people underneath them, and all 4 of those people fall off. And some people, I think, like to blame themselves, but then I also like to tell them, only 1 in 10 people are gonna work hard and take this business for what it really is. And so I think that a lot of people, when they sign up, they get really discouraged when they only have 4 people on a team, maybe 5, maybe 6, maybe 7, and all of them fall off. But I just try to really encourage people to keep going, and I just think that's huge, even right from the beginning, when people are falling off so quickly.
And I think it's so healthy to say to people, let's get you to silver, let's get your 3 to silver, but then let's run to gold, because those 3 people you got, you're probably more than likely only going to have 1 of those in 2 months, because you're working with people. And so we want to get you to 10 people as fast as we can. I mean, don't be afraid to say that either. You're working with volunteer people. Most people want instant gratification. They're not willing to push through. People expect things to happen yesterday. So it's okay to paint that picture. It's not being negative. It's equipping people, I believe. So I'm never afraid to do that.
Yeah, that's really good advice. I like that. I like that book that we're reading too, because it says you get really excited in the beginning, and that's almost what everybody does. and then they fall off or they quit. Same with customers, or same with yourself if you're taking the products and you're an ambassador and then you drop off as an ambassador, because you're doing something, you're doing it right, and you're drinking your water and you're doing everything right the first couple of weeks, and then you slip, and it's really easy for people to just blame the products instead of looking at themselves and seeing that they're not doing it right, or they're skipping days, or they're not drinking their water, or whatever the case may be that they're not doing right. So sometimes I see what you mean.
Now, it's always taking the easy way out. That's what most people want to do. That's just people, and we just have to know that. And it's much
Absolutely.
easier to do that. It's much easier to blame and to quit than to go within and change our habits. Bottom line. Yeah.
So true. Okay, our last
Kind of
question.
our last
go ahead.
question. She kind of answered it with her
Yeah.
affirmation.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say that the only thing, yeah, we were gonna ask about the importance of affirmations, and you kind of answered a lot about that and how to like change your mindset and stuff. So I think we already
Yeah,
answered that
just
one.
repeating them, writing them out, putting them on a voice recorder, repeating them over and over and over several times a day. Carve out time on your calendar. When you're at the red light, every time you're at a red light, let that be a trigger to say a couple, 3 affirmations. When you're when you're on hold with customer service, do your affirmations. When you're putting your makeup on for 5, take a few minutes every day, do it as a habit, and it will reprogram your mind. It's
Yeah.
very important.
I know we were in a training a while back, the Operation Emerald, Kara, and we had to put our affirmations, like hang them up in our house. And I remember doing that, and I really did it. And I put my posties like in my bathroom mirror or in the kitchen. And I mean, you can't help but to see them and read them and feel them and think them every day. So I encourage everybody to do that because it really helps. It does. And I need to do it again because I've since then taken them down, or the kids ripped them down or whatever. But it really helps.
One thing that
Yeah.
I personally do, and I just feel like prayer is just such a huge aspect in my business and why I am where I am. And I always I have my affirmations for my team, and I have them kind of set out, and I say all my affirmations, and then I kind of just pray over my whole team, over it's just, I don't know, I envision all those affirmations, my Plexus team, and pray specifically for them and their growth too.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. And, praying about even your day, like, okay, Lord, put the people that I need to talk to in my path somehow today. I think when you do that, and then you're faced with someone, you know that he put them there, then you're going to be more apt to just open your mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes, so
For
true.
sure.
I know.
For
I'll
sure.
ask him to send me people that he wants to bless with these products or these opportunities, use me to bless them.
Yeah. Love it.
Yep.
Well,
Well,
I think that's all the questions we have. Did you have any other tips or anything that you wanted to share, Sonya, that you can think of?
Oh, we've talked about a lot. I'm
I
pretty brain
know.
dead.
We have.
yeah.
We had I like how you answered all of our questions. We really appreciate you so much coming on the call. Like, so excited. So thank you so much for coming on the call.
Yes, thank you for your
You're so welcome.
appreciate it.
I know. We
I
know
love
you're
you both.
busy.
I love you both.
We love
Thank you.
Thank
Love
you.
you too, Sonya. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
You're so welcome. Good night. Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Bye.